Hey, I just found something I want to show you. This right here is a battlefield. There were some aphids on here, but now what we've got are a mix. The big round ones, those are aphids that have been parasitized by a parasitic wasp called Aphids colemanni, and then the others have been sucked dry by Aphids. Colemanni is really cool, and it's one of my favorite of the biological control agents. And the reason for that, you have an aphid problem, and then you introduce colemanni, and then the next week you come back, and you'll see, you might start seeing parasitism that week. You come back the next week, you might see maybe 5 to 10% parasitism. Then you go back the next week, maybe 10 to 15%. But something that I often see, you'll see a lot of the wasps just hovering in the crop. And then I'll come back the next week and it'll be like 90% parasitized. It's amazing how well they work, and it's just it's exponential. So what they do is they lay an egg inside of an aphid, and then that egg grows into another parasitic wasp. So once they get their numbers established, they can take care of an aphid problem really quick. It's really cool. This is another leaf, and we've got several mummies on here, but what I wanted to show you were these little orange worms. These are Aphids, and they're the ones that suck the aphids dry. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about Aphids. So we introduce Aphids at the pupal stage. They hatch within a few days, and then the adults will lay eggs in aphid colonies. And they're a little midge fly. They're tiny and they're really delicate. But what the mommy Aphids will do is they will find leaves with aphids already on them, and depending on the number of aphids on the leaf, they will lay more eggs where they find more aphids. The eggs hatch, and it's the larval stage, that little orange worm that I just showed you. That's the one that'll feed on aphids. And so, like, the way they feed, it's crazy. It's kind of like something out of an alien movie. They will suck the aphid dry, and they can latch onto any part of the aphid. So they can grab onto the aphid's foot and suck the insides out right through the foot. It's crazy. And when I see, like in the battleground that I showed you, when you see those dried up aphids, that lets you know that Aphids has been there and has been working hard. See those two little orange guys right there? Those two are Aphids larvae, and they're feeding on those aphids. And there's another one right there. He's crawling along. One thing that's important to know when you're dealing with aphids is what species of aphids you're dealing with, because depending on the species, different species of wasps will parasitize them. So for example, if you've got some green peach aphids or some cotton aphids, colemanni is what you'll want to use. But if you have potato or glasshouse potato aphids, Irvi is the parasitic wasp that you're going to need. That's all I wanted to show you for now. If you have an aphid problem, please feel free to reach out to Plant Products. We'd love to give you a hand with that. I hope you're having a great day.